5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to Truth, Beer, and Podsequences. So this is the podcast where my co-hosts and I listen to all the Cincinnati-based craft beer podcasts and YouTube shows from the previous week. We get together at a podcast host, and today we are back at Higher Gravity Summit Park. Thank you, Higher Gravity, for being a gracious podcast host.
And thank you, Sonder, for not kicking us out of your tap room last week.
Thank you. So hopefully there aren't too many consequences from the hosts of the other podcasts. We will see.
We will see.
We will see.
We may have pushed some buttons last week. We will see if we hear from anyone on any of that.
All in just good old-fashioned
fun. Oh, absolutely. They know we love them. I hope they know.
They do. And so I am Marco. I'm a taproom manager here locally. And that voice you heard belongs to the best co-host in Podcastlandia.
I am Julia, and I am a craft beer drinker, and I like telling you about Goat Yoga at 50 West.
Yeah. Make sure to put that in there often in our calendar episode.
Multiple times a month.
It's all your fault, actually.
It is. It really is.
They call you to book it.
Hey, Julia, guess what? We're doing more Goat Yoga. And I'm like, oh, great.
Yay,
okay.
Yay.
No, it's fun. It's fun. Absolutely
Goat
fun.
Yoga?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
I've done it before. Yep.
Good.
Sometimes, depending on the company, if the goat poops on your yoga mat, they give you a free yoga mat. Awesome.
All right. So
speaking of poop, you got a disclaimer for us?
Yes. The thoughts and opinions on this podcast are ours and ours alone. They don't reflect any entity which we may be affiliated with, such as full-time jobs or Higher Gravity. If you have something you want to talk to us about, tell us. You can send us an email, an electronic mail, at the website that we will give you, or the email address we will give you at the end of the podcast.
All the things. We'll give you all the contact details.
Social media information. And if you wish to send a handwritten letter, don't. I don't have an address for you.
I mean, if they have Higher Gravity's address, they could send it here. I'm sure that
I guess
that one of the fine producers up here would hold on to it for us.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to put a gift card in there too, that'd be
even
sweet.
better.
That'd be awesome.
Awesome. So, no craft beer podcast would be a good craft beer podcast. And actually, I mean, a podcast about Cincinnati-based podcast that talks about everything that they talk about, which could encompass so many different beverages.
Absolutely.
At least you have a beverage while you're sitting around talking. And so, Julia, what you drinking?
I am drinking Antelope from Rhinegeist. They're amber. It is delicious. Every time I see it on the board, I have to get a pint or
Antelope.
two. Antelope?
No, it's not.
No. Oh. All right.
Is it? You're the one who speaks French.
I took classes in high school. I don't remember that anymore. Yeah. But I do like
Spanish? Antelope?
Could be. Maybe more Spanish. Maybe it's a...
I don't know.
It's a regional thing.
I took Spanish in high school, so I don't know.
Don't know either.
Don't know either.
It's delicious. I've never been disappointed by this.
It's not a word that's in the Bible that I know of.
What, antelope?
Yeah.
Interesting. If you know, listeners...
Well, there had to be at least two of them.
The word antelope, there had to be at least two. Yes, but were they called antelope or were they called something else? You know, to where?
Yeah,
I don't know. What about you, Marco? What's in your glass on this wonderful August late afternoon, early evening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got Venomous Villains from King's Country Brewery Collective.
Okay, and it's an American IPA because we know styles matter so much.
Yeah.
It's an IPA. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I had no problems with it.
It's fine. It's
cool.
Good. It's good.
All right. Well, we have a couple of podcasts, a couple of YouTube shows, episodes, things to recap. So what do you say we make sure that we're both on a level playing field here before we start talking about it?
Well, before we start, I also want to give a big shout out to Christopher Cross, who's in the background here, background music, who's had a few of his hits in the background here, thanks to producer Nick. Thank you, producer Nick.
Can I just ask, with like the playlist that he normally has going on while we're here, how old is he?
I mean,
got to be older than you, right?
Some of these songs were definitely from the 70s.
It's great. Like, I have no issue with it, but it's also one of those not necessarily expected.
Right.
But it's a good time.
It's
I will say,
Christopher Cross station.
I do miss producer Annie's playlists. So hopefully we will be seeing her soon.
Hopefully we'll see producer
Yes.
Annie. I miss producer Annie.
Yeah, and producer Todd, producer Jake,
yes.
and
Great to see
producer
producer
Adam.
Todd, last week, by the way.
That was wonderful. We saw
Off
him all.
mic.
We were up at
Yeah.
Sonder, and it was great to catch up with him a bit. And yeah, all of our producers that we've had here every time we're at Higher Gravity. I mean, they're all fantastic, and
Been great.
we could not thank them enough for putting up with our shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you were saying?
I was saying, let's see if we both listen to and watch the same things before we start trying to talk about stuff that maybe one or the other isn't familiar with.
Yep.
Did you happen to catch up on this week's The Weekly Pint from the Gnarly Gnome?
I did.
Excellent. What about, there were 2 shows of the Brew Skies Booze News. And I say 2 because their episode from last week didn't come out until Tuesday, so it missed our cutoff. And then this week's episode, which hit on Monday as
morning.
is typical. So
Yeah.
you got both of those in?
Got them.
Awesome. And then we have a national podcast that talked to a good friend of the podcast, of Truth Beer Pod, all about beer, where they interviewed Brett Coleman Baker.
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. So we're on target. I think we can make this happen.
Yeah. I also, just a shout out to Adam for Adam Makes Beer. I caught up on several of his YouTube shows. So
Excellent.
great content. I enjoyed it. And so now living right down the street from Cartridge, I'll probably head over there at some point.
See him every now and then, maybe.
You and I and Josh were there.
Yeah, that was fun.
Probably make my way over there, a little more often.
You are now much closer than you
I am.
were.
And actually,
you're still a lot closer than I am.
When we went, which was right after going to Ohio Valley Hops,
that was fantastic.
That'd been the first time I'd been there,
Same.
and I brewed right down the street from them for
a
years.
while, yeah.
So,
just because a place is close doesn't necessarily mean it's convenient to get there or that it makes sense to go there on a regular basis, So it's fine.
but it's close.
I do wish
They
that
did
I
make
would
it
have
challenging. I mean, with the
road closures. Yeah, I do wish that I would have made it before, like the Saucy buyout, just to kind of experience it as Cartridge was
Right.
set up to be.
Right. And I don't have that experience either.
Right. I don't. Yeah. So I don't know what's different, what's the same, other than half of their tap list is Cartridge, half of their tap list is Saucy. But other than that, is the experience the same? I don't know, and I kind of do wish that I had that experience to pull from. But it is what it is. I'm glad that we both were finally able to make it there.
Yep.
With that being said, what do you say we jump into the most recent one that hit our podcatchers and our social media streams, The Weekly Pint?
Yep. Let's go.
All right, this was episode 180, The Quest Continues. Before we kind of get into this, I do want to say that I got an email from what's the company that did the pickle spritz with Clausen pickles? I got an email saying, hey, limited amount back in stock. And I'm like, I got this email like an hour ago. Went to the website. Back? No. Went to the website. It'd only been an hour, already sold out. I'm like, come on. I'm trying here. So Gnome, if I happen to see it, if I happen to catch it, I will split a $50 8-pack with
Split
you.
your pickle?
We will split the... Oh. Wow. Damn. All right. We're starting there already. This... Marco, you and I, we let Gnome down. We were not present for this week's Weekly Pint because we were having a great time recording with Anthony Tank Mansfield, his podcast, What You Into. So keep an eye out for that. We had an amazing conversation with him, but due to the timing of that, we were not able to be participants in the Weekly Pint, which basically meant Gnome couldn't drink any Oktoberfest beer, which was the sole purpose for this week's show.
Well, there was somebody's Josh who was trying to hold the show up on his shoulders.
And I think that he did a great job.
Yeah.
He was able to provide Gnome with a vote for the Oktoberfest beer to drink because this would have been
It's really the most important part of the show.
It really is, yeah. What he's drinking. And in this part of his Oktoberfest quest, which in this episode he dug into a little bit deeper for someone that might be joining and isn't familiar with his Oktoberfest quest, he had Listermann's Fest beer, and then he had 2 like brown paper bags with a different Oktoberfest in each, and he said one bag is labeled number 1, the other number 2, and for all of you watching or doing it live, because if you listen after the fact you can't really vote, whoever says a number first, that's the one that I'm going to have this competition be with, which I thought was really
Shout
fun.
out to Mrs. Gnome as well.
Hell yeah.
For putting a vote in there.
No kidding. She is awesome. And hopefully we'll see her like Big Sis or something, so we'll get to hang out again soon.
Yeah, hopefully we will.
Let's see. What there apparently were camera angle issues
In
the entire
beginning.
show.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what is it really a good episode of the Weekly Pint without a little bit of chaos going on?
It's a key word, chaos.
It really is. It absolutely is. It should be called, like, instead of the Weekly Pint, the Weekly Chaos.
Right.
Maybe not. No.
Look, when there's camera issues and it's slightly off, you just tilt your head.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I did. I just
Yeah,
kind of
you-
watched sideways. I mean, I can't straighten my neck yet. It'll take a couple more days of stretching and
Just give it a little tilt.
Can you guys hear us like tilting
Almost
our
like you're
heads?
judging it. Just like
Almost like not that we would ever judge the no, certainly not. Speaking of,
No.
not like
What
we're
the
judging
hell?
him for
Where
not.
is he?
I don't
Where did he
know.
come from?
He's talking about I'll help produce the show for
Fucking
you
Liam.
guys and I'll help you do whatever and not here.
Liam just showed up. What the hell?
Apparently you guys. I didn't set up the live stream, so no one's watching the live stream. But the air quotes. Apparently he's podcasting or something.
Right.
I don't know. Apparently that's a thing that he does
Why, he's not
on
here?
occasion. Yeah. So
believe it.
So we'll see. We'll see on Monday. We'll see how much podcasting he actually got.
Podcasting.
I think that Oktoberfest beers, as we dig back into his tasting of the 2 beers that
Oh,
he,
yeah, we
that he
could go back there.
pulled out. Yeah, we'll actually go back to recapping the
Pulling what out?
episode. A different Oktoberfest beer out of
Okay.
one of the bags. So
Okay,
he
gotcha.
reached into his big brown sack and pulled out a 19.2 ounce can because that's all that he drinks out of anymore. Thank you, absolutely. He was talking about how he can drink Oktoberfest beers, depending on the style, a Märzen or like a Fest beer, whether it's a really warm day and he's drinking it while the sun's beating down on him, or in the evening when it gets a little bit cooler. I think that Oktoberfest beers, those 2 styles or the blend of the styles, depending on what's happening in the world of beer anymore, is a perfect year-round beer, depending on...
Well, he definitely said that. He said he
Yeah,
could drink
yeah.
it all year round, and then
And
he
I
goes
agree
into
with that,
talking
yeah.
about how all year round, I love it. I love the Märzens, the Fest beer styles. I love it when it's chilly outside. I love it when it's a little warm outside. I can drink it many times of the year. And he goes, but I really wouldn't during like January, February, March, because I'm really digging my rest of the stack of the pumpkin beers that he's rolling through. He's trying to get rid of those.
Right.
He even has friends over towards the middle end of February
Right,
to
to
help
help
him go
clear out.
through all of his pumpkin beers.
Right, absolutely.
So-
I know someone that he should have over to drink through his pumpkin beers.
And
You
lagers.
have
He's like,
kinda-
it's pumpkin beers and lagers.
Yes. But I do think that the pumpkin beer season aside, Oktoberfest beers, that kind of range from the Märzen to the Fest beer, would be perfect year round. I used to kind of think that about Bocks, but I do think those are a little heavier, a little sweeter to where I don't know that I could drink them year round, but I don't know that I would want to as much as an Oktoberfest beer. 'Cause
Well,
again, you go for the Fest beer for something a little lighter when it's freaking hot as hell outside like it is now, or when it's a little chillier, you kind of pull one of those little heavier, little roastier Märzens and just enjoy that while the sun's going down and you're sitting by a fire. I do think that family of style fits year round. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Julie, you got a fire pit?
We do, but it has moss growing in it because we haven't actually used it in like a decade. So
Oh, okay.
yes, but no.
So where is this fire that you're going to sit around?
I'm just gonna on the concrete pad, in the backyard. I'm just gonna put some sticks or something and just
Just light it.
light it on fire. I mean,
Just light it on fire.
it doesn't have to be an actual pit, does it? I mean, it just
No.
has to be a fire, right?
Yeah, just a fire.
Yeah, that's all. Or I could just turn on the grill or something and just pull a lawn chair up near it. And down. I would love to get a solo stove, but
Josh, give me the clicker because the push button starts not working. What are you doing?
Boom.
What are you doing, Julia? I'm starting a fire. But you didn't take any meat out. No.
No.
It's just a fire.
It's just a fire.
What?
What are you doing? Yeah, and sadly,
I
that's
have marshmallows.
that's a conversation that would happen in our house. I mean, that's one of these things. What are you doing?
Marshmallows.
What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm going to start a fire. Why? Does it matter? It's a fire.
Do you have any sticks? I don't need sticks. I'm
It's
throwing
just
them on a grill. What? I don't think you know how sugar melting works.
Could
You throw them on a grill, they won't come off.
Just wait until I get a beer poker of my very own.
Right.
And it is on, which then I also won't have a house anymore because I'll do something stupid with it, and then there goes the house. Who knows? But no, love Oktoberfest beers. I love what the Gnome does with Oktoberfest beers this season. I am incredibly excited for whatever happens for the live finale of the Oktoberfest Quest.
Yes,
So
me too. The finale?
Yeah, the finally. Finally, we're going to find this year's winner. Details, live, event location, all that is to come. That's not going to happen until early October. But definitely keep an eye out for that. Some of the other things that he talked about are Old Smoky is merging with a tequila manufacturer. So now you're going to have Old Smoky tequilas, perhaps? Maybe? I don't know.
Old Smoky tequilas, all
Old
right.
Smoky tequila. I mean, that's the natural progression of things, right? Doesn't impact me personally too much at all, really. But it was kind of interesting that there are a lot of mergers, acquisitions, reacquisitions, buyouts, sales of all kinds of different brands kind of blending in and out of each other recently. This just being another one. And
Another
one, exactly. And another one, or as Marco, you say,
another one
that he mentioned right after the Old Smoky part was AB InBev.
Yeah.
And what they're doing. They have sold like 87 different brands to a cannabis company.
Yeah.
So basically, all of the smaller brands that weren't craft but somehow are now craft now that they're not under the AB InBev umbrella, which
Umbrella.
I don't know. Ella. Hey. Are they all gonna be full of weed now?
Let's hope.
Dude, this
I
whole
don't know.
damn country could use a bit of a just mellowing out. So I wouldn't be upset with it.
You ever been in a line to drop off a kid at school?
No. I've avoided that.
It just
No.
doesn't matter where you are or what school you go to. You're like, what is that? Like, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Where it's at. No, but what's interesting is didn't ShockTop, wasn't ShockTop never a craft beer brand? It was created by AB.
That's what I thought too, but then I'm like, I don't know my specific brand history well enough to make that kind of claim. But people,
Oh, really?
like a lot of the conversations.
What do you mean, Julie? Because this is welcome to Beer Brand History. Meet your contestant, Julia.
Shit. No, don't trivia me. You know how this does not work well for me.
Okay, so
No, I panic.
so
I panic. Run to the park.
So I think it was a beer. I think it was a faux beer brand. Actually, it was a real beer brand,
Right, but it wasn't-
was faux craft created by AB. I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time that I'm wrong. But now it's actually craft.
How? Okay, so explain to me like I am an underage drinker. Now I was gonna say like I'm a 5-year-old. I'm like, well, that doesn't really make sense. But how does, like volume-wise, all that, how does a brand that was never craft to begin with, just by that brand being sold to another conglomerate company, how does that suddenly make that a craft brand? Like legit question. I'm not trying to be facetious or sarcastic, but I don't understand how that transition worked. If it was never craft to begin with, why is it now? And these other brands that are part of the 8 or so that are moving or being sold from AB InBev to Tilray, how how does that make them suddenly craft?
Because they're not owned by the man.
So that's all that it is.
Yeah, they can't be owned by the man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's all it is, okay.
I mean, mostly.
Yeah. I mean, makes sense, but at the same time, I don't know, it almost feels faux craft and not like, it wasn't built up by someone that really loves
Well, let's see what
beer.
happens now.
It was created by someone who already made kind of shitty beer that just wanted another brand to try to like expand their portfolio. It wasn't for. I don't think it was for the love of the beer. I think it was just for the
Isn't
money.
that weird?
I don't know.
Within 2 or 3 weeks, we had a historic beer brand that was craft that essentially is closing or being shut down.
Right.
The fact that they were open till the end of the month and the fact that the employees are trying to buy it is when whatever.
Right.
But then you have a beer brand that was never craft. And within 3 weeks now, hello, welcome to Craftland.
Hello, I am craft. And it's like, are you though?
Yeah.
I don't, at least in my head.
They make a pretzel beer.
And I think it's pretty good. Third Eyes is much better.
Yeah.
100%.
Where is it?
What, Third Eyes? It's a Third Eye.
Where's Third Eye's pretzel beer?
It just tapped like a week ago.
'Cause I need to get it.
Okay, well, it should be there now. Should we go there now?
We went there last week, didn't we?
Last week we were at Sonder.
2 weeks ago we went.
2 weeks ago we were there. And we ran into like everyone else in the industry, which was amazing.
That was pretty fun.
Apparently Third Eye is just the place that the brewing industry meets up on a Tuesday night.
Duh.
But yeah, it was it should be out there now. Okay, back to the episode because we only have a couple other notes here. Gnome is promising a Cincy Brewcast episode on Monday.
Yes, he is. According to social media, he's recording it.
Correct.
Like today.
But as we know, sometimes chaos happens, and
Chaos,
this is not trying to, project any potential negative, like, oh no, the red button wasn't pushed or the memory, whatever. Like I would love to see another episode, 100%. But I am 100% going to poke fun at the fact that, oh yeah, hey, I have another episode coming out. We got an episode, and then there isn't an episode. So I am lovingly teasing you, Gnome. You know this. I am excited to see what you do. And I'm going to say, because he put it out on social media, he was recording today at the new March 1st tap room down on Fountain Square. Very excited to hear who he talked to, what they talked about, get some more information on the space, and get down there after all the chaos of opening weekend and all that kind of calms down. And all right, and a last note that I had on this episode of Weekly Pint, Gnome dropped some teasers about things that are coming in the next Gnome box, which if you are a Patreon subscriber of $10 or over.
But he just told you. He told you the theme.
I know. I'm going to spoil it for everyone because I'm excited. In this season's box, you're getting your own personalized garden gnome. I know.
What's in the box?
Your own personalized garden gnome. Like, he's taking all of his Patreon subscribers, again, at the certain tiers. He's going to stalk their social media pages if he doesn't already kind of know them pretty well. And he is having a custom yard gnome created for them to put in the box so that
I'd buy that for $1.
Wouldn't we all?
Yeah.
So, seriously, go to thegnarlygnome.com/support, become a Gnomie, and get your own gnome.
Woo!
Hell yeah. Don't we all want our own gnomes?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You're out of beer. I'm almost out of beer.
I'm out of beer because I had a taste of it.
I know.
It's 4 ounces.
And this is the same beer that I got when we showed up here like 2.5 hours ago.
Yeah.
Because as you all know, I'm a slow-ass drinker. Let's go ahead and get some refills. And what do you say we talk about either all about beer or Brew Sky's booze news?
Okay.
All right, cool. We will be right back. All right, well, we have made it
back.
And it is time. We are going to move into the Bret-iverse. Holy Holy shit.
Wow.
That was intense.
That's big.
As the Bret-iverse
is, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Do you want to start with Brew Skies or All About Beer?
I would like to start with All About Beer.
All right. This is a fun one because it's...
Is it in chapters or volumes for the Bret-iverse?
This is probably going to be... I don't know. This is like kind of a new area for us. We've never had this much Brett in one. Oh my God!
Jeez.
You just say his name and like the sky comes crashing down around us.
Good Lord.
We need to be careful.
Yeah.
This is dangerous.
It's dangerous. It might crush our glassware.
Or our phones.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Bret-iverse. Oh my goodness. Oh shit.
Nothing. Does it time out?
I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know. We'll have to. I'm nervous though. I'm worried that the more that we say like Brett or
Ooh.
Okay.
He's back.
He is back. Okay, so before we decide, we already decided. Before we start talking about he who will not be named until some other point during this episode where we will certainly name him again. Marco, what are we drinking?
Oh, so we're having Rockin the Rhein from Fretboard Brewing here in Blue Ash.
Cheers! Happy Oktoberfest season.
Happy Oktoberfest season. Rockin the Rhein. Gotta have that when it's out during Oktoberfest season.
It is so good, and keep an eye on Fretboard's social media pages because their 2023 Oktoberfest Stein design is coming soon.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I like.
That is right. I'm excited to see who Gnome pairs this one with for the Oktoberfest quest.
Yeah,
and how it fares.
So far, of the ones I've had, top two. And I've had more than two, by the way.
Yeah.
Had more than two. And I'm not talking about, I had a six-pack of something. No, I'm talking about I've had more than two Oktoberfest this season already.
Local Oktoberfest?
Yeah, I've had, not to steal away anything from, the Bret-iverse.
Oh, geez, you did. All right.
Okay. But yeah, I've had several. Next week I'll name them all so far.
All right. This is episode 25 of All About Beer, the fun and science of fruit beers. The host of this show talked to two different brewers that do the second gentleman, I'm not sure.
Episode 25.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get that?
2 or 3 seconds.
All right. Excellent. I'm going to kind of talk about the second guest that they had on the show first.
Yeah.
Just because a majority of what we're going to be talking, the Deuce, yes. Stephen Smith Hay, which did you happen to notice?
Stephen Smith.
Did you happen to notice that it seems like most of the fruit beer, fruit tart brewers, and by that I mean two, all have hyphenated last names?
That's interesting. Yeah.
It's like a theme that's going on here. Just little nugget that I picked out there. The second half of this episode, All About Beer, they talked to Stephen Smith Hay of Vault City Brewing out of Scotland. Just some really cool things that he's doing with fruit. I'm not positive. I couldn't quite catch it in the episode if his brewery is a sour-only brewery or if they just have a decent-sized sour program that they focus on with a lot of their fruits.
It's a little hard to pinpoint.
Right.
I would agree.
But what I thought was really cool about what they're doing is most of the fruit that they use in their beers comes from a farm that's only 10 miles away from the brewery.
Which Scotland, you're
only 10 miles away from like the border, so it's,
of
Scotland.
The universe?
Yeah. The life, the universe, and everything.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail you.
I don't know what border we were talking about. I mean, the border to... Can you see Russia from there, or what are we talking about?
Well, just 10 miles from the brewery.
Oh, from the brewery.
Yeah, the farm's only 10 miles away from where they're brewing the beer.
Yeah.
Could be close to the border, too. I don't know where they're explicitly located in Scotland.
But it's a wet.
Yes.
It's like it's a wet.
It's a moist country.
Such a horrible word.
Oh, good God.
Damp.
It is damp, yes. in addition to some sour beers, they also do some pasty beers
Yeah.
and some cheesecake beers, which we
Yikes.
all know how a certain person that we're not really going to name yet because I don't want to incur the wrath of God or whatever in the world that sound is too often because I don't know if our ears are.
I don't know if we
this
can
place-
handle it.
No, this place is going to come crashing down around us.
Somebody that has a YouTube show with Michael Brings the D. Morgan is who you were speaking of.
Was very curious about the cheesecake beer, which I bought a can of and tried and reviewed for them, and nothing.
No, nothing.
They say they went in around. Well, we're getting onto their stuff and not all about beer. So let's kind of turn this back around. Apparently in Scotland, or maybe it's like the UK, I'm not sure what the scope of this is, they're only legally allowed to put 990 grams per liter of fruit puree or fruits.
How many grams are in a liter then?
I didn't
in the
do
land of
math.
Scots.
I couldn't tell you. I did not do the math. They max this out for some of their anniversary beers, and they say that they pour like milkshakes. Like you have to basically throw the glasses away. You can't clean
Yeah,
the
they mentioned that. There's
thickness
like-
off of them.
Yeah, the many C's in the thick.
Yes. They get down with the thickness, and then they throw the glasses down the garbage or the bins. I believe that's no, maybe that's just British. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm talking about. Most of their core beers are 150 grams of fruit per liter. And the only other thing that I'm really going to touch on for his portion of the episode. Yes, you have the math?
Well, no, what I have are top 5 Scots.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and number
Scott
5.
Baio. Oh. Scott Sterling? No? Oh, you mean like Scottish, like the... Oh.
No,
I was off. Which Scots are you talking?
All right.
Did you look?
I just Googled top 5 Scots. You ready for number 5?
Yes.
Top 5 Scots. Number 5, Jill Scott. You ready for number 4?
Yes.
Tony Scott.
Okay. All right. Number 3.
All right, number 3, Scott Bakula.
Who's Scott Bakula?
Really?
No.
Number 2, Ridley Scott.
Okay.
And number 1, Sean Connery.
All right. That kind of that gets a light applause. Light applause for that one. Apparently, Stephen Smith Hay. Last note that I had on this specific segment.
Hey.
He does not want his brewery to smell good. He wants his beer to smell good. Take from that what you will. This was actually a fun episode to listen to because the hosts were they were geeking out over the talk about fruit beers and fruit tarts, but they still kept it very accessible to everyone. Like some of the other beer podcasts that are done by, other beer writers, beer brewers, things like that, they tend to be way up in the stratosphere to where they don't feel as accessible. This one was fun to listen to. If we want to move on to the part of the episode where they talk to Brett Coleman Baker.
Wow.
Okay, all right. Where they talk to him, to our Urban Artifact president, CEO. I'm not sure all the different titles, but he has multiple titles.
Grand proprietor.
Yes, the grand proprietor. I like that. Yeah. He's the GP of Urban Artifact. Let's see where I completely lost place in my notes. First 30 minutes of the episode was the conversation with Mr. Coleman Baker. Nothing. No. Okay. All right. That's our out.
Okay.
That's good. Urban Artifact. They made sure to confirm with everyone it is the country's largest fruit beer only brewery. Although saying the word beer in that is a little bit of a disservice. They are fruit tarts. They use over 1 million pounds of fruit per year, which for a Cincinnatian, I don't think that's a surprising fact for any of us that follow and support what Urban Artifact is doing. But according to Brett, if you add enough qualifiers, and this is something that he must have learned from Sonder, if you add enough qualifiers, you can be first in anything.
Yeah.
So, the first, you can be the number 1 brewery that makes beers based off of fruit on a Tuesday in the lunar equinox of the 13th house of Aquarius. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Random qualifiers, but there you go.
Yeah.
Statistics mean nothing.
Or everything.
Or
depending
everything.
On what
Right,
you're trying
exactly.
to
Right,
put
exactly.
across.
Exactly. You can hear about the importance or the detriment of seeds in fruit.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. I never
very interesting.
realized how much of an impact raspberry seeds or papaya seeds or pawpaw seeds actually
Avocado
had.
seeds.
Avocado seeds. I mean, hell, you throw one of those into a beer, the taste is completely different
Completely.
than if you just use the meat of the fruit.
Yeah.
Though, how the hell you get the seeds off of a raspberry? That takes some patience.
Tweezers.
Some determination. It's like a strawberry. You just kind of pick them up one at a time. They talked about their house lactobacillus and how that came from the back guano in the bell tower.
Well, I thought
Which
that
is-
was the name of the house, which was Lactobacillus.
Well, I mean, they probably renamed the house or the church to Church Lacto.
Church of Lacto.
The patron saint
Church of Lactobacillicus.
Basilicus. A basilica, I mean, it tracks.
Yeah.
It tracks. We're not entirely wrong here. Brett does have a favorite raspberry. I kind of thought I said it fast enough, but I guess I didn't catch it.
It gotcha.
It did. It got me. He has a favorite raspberry farm. He actually has favorite farms for certain fruits. Like he only
Yeah.
wants to get certain fruits from, certain regions of the world, of the country, because and I'm just pulling these random ones. These aren't the actual ones that he said in the show, but the mulberries from the Pacific Northwest don't taste as good as the mulberries from right here in North College Hill. And that's something that makes sense when you hear it, but I don't know that I would have immediately realized all the different regional differences. But if you look at hops made in certain regions tend to
Right.
be better than hops grown in other areas with the soils, the water, all of that. So that was really cool to hear about.
Also, the ethically sourcing of.
Exactly. Making sure that where you're getting your fruit from and all of your ingredients from is very important to Urban Artifact and everyone involved, because you don't want blood on your hands. Only only fruit puree.
Right.
Yes. Did you see the picture that they put on social media where I believe it was, I'm going to be careful, Mr. Coleman Baker, like sprawled on the ground with what looked like blood all over the place, and it was just...
It was a while back.
It was a while back.
It's been a while.
It's been a
Been a
while.
while.
Great
I do
picture.
remember that.
Great picture.
Yeah.
Love that one. You can hear about the pain of the pawpaws.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, the hosts of this podcast, they had some strong feelings about the texture and consistency of pawpaws and if it makes the taste worth it or not.
Right.
Let's see.
Also, which one is the trickiest?
That's the exact next thing that I had. Right.
You're
right.
gonna learn what is the thing that he keeps trying and has not gotten to work.
Right. Which was surprising because it's something that I feel you see around often enough that it doesn't seem like a hard flavor to get into a beer. But then when you put together all the different pieces of an urban, of a fruit tart, of what Urban Artifact is doing.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that being a lot trickier than just popping it into any other style of
I think the thing is that
beverage.
it's fairly common to be able to have it as a also an and one or a also hints of this.
Yeah,
But making
yeah.
it all this,
Making that the predominant flavor.
yeah,
It's
very difficult.
not as, yeah. And then the last note that I had on Brett's part of this episode.
Damn it.
Oh my God. We still have 2 shows to talk about with
Right.
this gentleman. This could get real old real fast. Last note that I have is he, the one and only, the capital he, said, hops have no place here. I mean, For what they make, they really don't.
No.
No.
Where did he go?
I don't know.
He ran away. Oh, fuck. There he is. No.
Oh, come on. That guy.
Thought he left.
Yeah, so did I.
Thought he went to...
The park?
Yeah, what's the Mexican place? The taco place? Tahona.
Toma, yeah. I was like, it's not Senate. It's not Brown Dog. That other place.
It's a pretty good tequila section.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
Check
we'll
that out
check
one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do another on-location recording from literally just across the
Right.
park from where we are right now. Kind of get back to this.
Or we could just send someone with a telephone over there.
Oh, yeah.
They could just sit in there and
Yes. Perfect.
sip tequila
Done.
and talk about it.
Done.
Or, you know.
If, you know what? If a certain producer was here. What? If a certain producer was here, that's what they could be doing right now. They could be drinking tequila while on the phone with us.
Yeah.
But no, they're podcasting.
Podcasting.
I'll believe it when I hear it.
Yeah, me too.
But definitely check out episode 25 of All About Beer. It was a really cool episode from beginning to end for both of these fruit beverage specific brewers, because Urban Artifact doesn't make beer, but Vault City Brewing does, so I don't want to lump anyone into any category that they may or may not want to be a part of. With that being said, did you have any other notes on All About Beer that you wanted to chuck out there before we move to our 2 episodes of Brew Sky's Booze News?
Liam, I'm going to do the thing. No. Thanks, buddy. Get lost.
Oh, my God. He's good for exactly one thing.
Hey, F you too.
Wow. He hasn't even been around for a while. Why has he got to be so aggressive all of a
he's a
sudden?
fuckhead.
Come on. Tired of that guy. Maybe we should talk to, like, Nick or someone and say, hey, can you just not tell him he's not welcome here?
Nick Cage?
No, producer Nick.
Oh, producer Nick. I was
Yeah.
like, Nick.
Nick Cage.
You're
No,
like,
Nick Cage would be fine. You know, I don't have any problem with him. All right, let's move into Brew Sky's Booze News. This is the episode from 2 weeks ago, from August the 1st. Will the
Not
U.S.
2 weeks.
week and a no, you're right.
It's not 2 weeks.
No, it's not.
It's still
It's still
it's
within
a
the
week
week.
from today.
It is. It's exactly 7 days.
7 days.
From last week. I don't know. Time means nothing anymore.
7 days ago today.
Yes. Will the USPS ever be able to ship alcohol?
Right.
Yes. Which they had some fun with that part of this episode, so we will definitely get to that. I love their description of themselves. They are the Fox News of booze news. Basically, everything they say is bullshit, and it just makes you mad listening to them.
I watched this twice.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Like, what made you say I need to watch this again?
There's 2 things. Mm-hmm. First, I was preparing dinner, and I was hoping to have a local podcast or a local YouTube video to watch, and there weren't any that I hadn't seen already or heard already. And I knew that we were going to be covering this again, so I said, "Well, let me refresh my memory from 4 days ago, 5 days ago."
That's
and
fair.
so I listened again.
That's fair.
I don't remember anything anyway. But yeah, I watched it twice. I found it entertaining enough to pull
To do
back
that?
up.
Did you notice all the new stuff on the bar shelves behind them?
I noticed that it's filling out.
Yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. I'm still
Looking
waiting.
good.
I'm still waiting to see a couple little Easter eggs here and there that we can
See if
be
they
like,
get air
oh,
conditioning.
Ooh, man. They still glow.
Yeah,
They
that
are still
lactobacillica.
glow-
You put some air conditioning in there. Maybe talk to somebody.
Couple
Talk to a higher
fans?
power.
Right. I don't know. I mean, if they can afford a producer, surely they can afford
Production
to have, like,
team.
True. Not even just a producer, a videographer.
Julia, introduce our production team.
Oh, it's me.
Ah,
Wow. Okay. I'm sorry, Mark, but I'm all you got.
yeah.
Let's see. They talked about. Well, they didn't really talk necessarily about, but they threw out, or Brett threw out. That wasn't as intense though. Maybe it's kind of like thunder and like it's slowly moving.
It's building.
God,
is it building or moving?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll find out as we keep doing these recaps. So let's see what happens. The top 50 breweries. How many craft breweries are on that list? And this is kind of something that we talked about with like weekly, right? How many of them are being called craft, but they're part of much bigger, bubbles of stuff.
And Mike brings the Deep Morgan. He just goes out there. He puts it out there big time.
Yeah.
He just went, and he was wrong.
He was very wrong.
But he was actually in a percentage wise. I think it's more than people would think.
Yes.
It was almost 25% of the top 50.
Right.
Were part of conglomerates.
Right. Which, as we talked during like the weekly Pint segment, does it suddenly become craft just because they're not owned by the biggest of the mans, whatever, I don't know.
Right. If it's not Heineken, if it's not Molson Coors, if it's not AB InBev, is everybody else still craft?
Still craft. Were they ever craft? If they were part of them from the beginning, from their inception, and then suddenly they're not part of them, do they suddenly become craft? I don't know. Bigger conversation for another day. But yeah, the actual number, I'm with Mike. Like, it was lower than what I thought it was going to be, which
I wasn't
which I
surprised,
don't know if that's good or bad. You know what I mean?
Track
I don't
that
know.
kind of stuff.
True.
So.
Very true. They talked about the conservative dad beer.
Okay, so
my goodness,
I did not go down this rabbit hole with them.
So when you say you didn't go down the rabbit hole, like you're not aware of what it is, or you just like I just don't care and didn't.
Not aware and wasn't interested in clicking a link and finding out what they were talking about.
Well, the funny thing about that you say clicking a link, I looked at their show notes.
No link.
They did not have a link to
They don't have
ad.
a link.
No.
So the only link they have is...
to the Brewbound...
to missing link.
Correct. Yeah, well, yes.
That's it.
Yes. But I found the link. It took me exactly 5 seconds of Googling.
Well, you're the queen of screens.
I am going to put it in our show notes.
Oh,
so
shit.
if you are interested
I will.
in
I actually will. If you put it in our show notes, I will.
Yeah. So if you're interested in the Smokey and the Bandits ripoff commercial, that includes a kid with a black eye for no reason. Like
black eye?
Yeah, a black eye.
Oh, I thought it was hanging out
no.
with a black guy. There's nothing wrong
No,
with that.
no, not at all. But it's like the weirdest commercial or like propaganda piece of bullshit that I think I've ever seen. But yeah, at one point it's like the conservative dad or whatever. All of a sudden he's like getting out of his car with like what you're assuming is his son. The kid has like a black eye and there's no explanation. There's no what. Like I don't know what's happening here, but it does not. I don't have the care to put any effort into trying to figure out what the hell they're doing because it's so ridiculous and bullshit, and they can all just go fuck off.
So then they talk about the actual structure of the conservative dad beer or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The little nuances in ordering it, the pricing, the timing, and it's
all a joke. My God, it's one of those. This is such bullshit.
It's a fugazi.
Yeah, I mean there is a fraction of the population that's going to be all for it and they're going to buy it and it's going to be America, fuck you, whatever. Go for it. Waste your money. I don't care. But yeah, when you look at all those different pieces of it, where it's being made, the cost, all of that, it's like it's not worth anyone's time or effort. But hey, if someone wants to waste their money, pumping into the contract brewing economy,
built on people wasting money.
True, absolutely true. The USPS shipping alcohol conversation. I laughed.
But what about the kids?
I laughed so damn hard at this part. It's apparently going to lead to an overabundance of underage drinking. It's going to lead to more child labor, like 14-year-olds being forced to 10 bar. And privatization makes Brett cries. Oh, God damn it. It makes all of us cry, man. It makes all of us cry. But my God, the the kind of explosion of emotion from both of them at this part, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was great.
It was all 100%. Like I agree with everything they were saying. It made total sense.
So you're cool with 14-year-olds behind the bar?
No. I'm saying like they're like this is not okay. Like
I'm not either.
No, that's. It was just one of those. Yes, I agree with you, and this is so completely ridiculous to think that this is like a thing that people are trying to make happen and think are going to happen, and all this.
14-year-olds can work, but you know what 14-year-olds can't do? They can't be barbacks.
No.
They cannot go and pick up your empty beer glass
Nope.
and put it in a bus pan and pick it up with your trash
Right.
and your dip cup and your.
just-
By the way, all of you ladies out there that are, and men and anybody who goes to a bar, restaurant, place and starts a dip cup, go jump in the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean.
Go to the park, go take a long walk off short pier. I mean, all of that.
Just stop with the fucking dip cup.
No.
I mean, in a bar, restaurant, whatever it is. Just stop.
Yeah.
I don't need your goddamn saliva-filled, cup. But anyway, 14-year-olds, they can't be barbacks.
No, they shouldn't.
Because,
you know what I mean? It's like
because they're sometimes picking up people's leftover beer.
Right.
And, they can't do that.
No.
But what an 18-year-old, I think, can't do is scan alcohol.
Right.
In a grocery store setting, it's controlled.
Correct. Yeah.
So I don't, I don't understand why we can't have an adult scan your alcohol. They're not consuming it.
Correct. They're not trying to purchase it. Right.
They're asking for your ID anyway.
Correct.
And at a self-checkout.
Right.
At a self-checkout, you have to wait for someone to come over and look at your ID and then put in
like
your birth date or their code where they just override it because you're old as fuck and they're like, you're not 21. Or you're over 21, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Oh, I read the most depressing thing the other day. Someone's like, oh, yeah, as someone who has to check IDs, I just look for the 19 as part of the year. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're good. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or even like if your birth date, starts like in 2002, and then the number like to a certain extent, you're good. I'm like, oh man, I'm old as fuck.
So.
But yeah, 14-year-olds shouldn't be working in to me.
Well,
in an alcohol establishment.
There's nothing. I don't think there's anything.
If it's a restaurant, maybe, but if it's like purely a brewery,
it's tricky even in restaurants though too.
Right. Oh, right.
But anyway, no, we don't need 14-year-olds behind the bar. There's enough 17, 18, 19-year-olds looking for jobs where we don't need 14-year-olds behind the bar. But are there jobs that we can? Dude,
they should still be playing on a playground or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, teach their own.
Yeah, teach their own.
Whatever. Outside of child labor, there are non-alcoholic stories of the week. One of them we kind of not covered last week. Aliens.
Yeah.
Just aliens.
Just aliens, by the way.
Right. And yes, we know it's kind of a big deal, but it's also one of those things that I was talking to Tank last night after we recorded. It's like, it's so hard for me to wrap my head around. That's why to me it's like I'm not talking about it all the time because I can't make it click in my brain what was said in these
I don't know
things. But I don't know. So just aliens.
Yeah.
Just aliens. Yeah. They talked about the Twitter rebrand to X.
Yeah.
And then their question of the week.
It's 10, actually.
Oh,
Isn't
my
it?
God. We've been getting it all wrong?
Yeah, it's 10.
Oh, that doesn't make any more sense than X. But you know what? Whatever. Question of the week did not come from a listener because I'm starting to think that they don't actually get questions from anyone other than our friend Greg. How much head is too much head? Mm-hmm. Can you have too much head?
Find out and watch Blue Sky's Happy Hour.
With Michael D. Morgan and Brett Coleman Baker. God, I forgot.
It was going to happen.
I forgot.
It was going to happen.
Because we still have one more episode of Blue Sky's Booze News to talk about before we wrap up this episode. You good?
No.
No? Okay. Well, let's take another break.
Now we're doing this thing where we have tasters during the show.
Right. So
it's,
and I'm still I drink so slow.
like,
I'm sorry.
If I do 4 ounces in between each recap, you're like, give me. We're gonna have to stop.
All right. Okay.
During each recap.
All right. You go get a refill. I'm just gonna sit here and just enjoy watching the clouds outside, and we'll be right back.
All right.
All right. For the final time of this episode, we are
Back.
And Marco, what'd you get in your glass this time?
I have a hop honcho from Fatheads.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's nice.
Let me know how it is when you finally get into that. Oh, jeez.
You okay?
Nope.
You good?
Cheers. No, it's fine. I'm fine. It's all good.
You okay?
I know what's happening. I almost knocked my microphone over, so now I'm all discombobulated and I have no clue what's happening. So what do you say?
Rockin' the Rhine.
Rockin' the Rhine. Such a good beer.
It's a good beer.
It is a very good beer.
Like I said, top 2 I've had so far this year, and I've had several.
All right. Okay, we are on to Brew Sky's Booze News that aired. Aired? Yeah, I guess, yeah. Sure. It was pushed out to the YouTubeverse just yesterday as we're recording this, so August the 7th, and it is titled, one of the best titles of any of their episodes so far, Ben Affleck Has a Big Fat Stupid Mouth.
Yeah, that's the title.
Yeah. The boys are still glowing. It's either the heat or their anger.
Yeah.
Because it was a very angry episode. Start to finish. They had a lot of feelings about a lot of things, and they were not afraid to express those feelings.
I liked it.
I did too. I think some of the best work that they do is when they get, and I say worked up in a good way, like when they just let their passion about the things that they're talking about just go. They're not holding back. They're like, this is ridiculous. This is dumb. And we're going to tell you why we think so. And it works. They keep mentioning, though, that they do a podcast. Now, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen a new episode of the Brew Skies Happy Hour podcast.
No, it's been a while.
In a while. It's been a while. So, guys, are there more episodes coming up? And I hope so. And do we get any little teaser on when we can expect more Brew Skies Happy Hour podcast content? Because, my God, what you guys do for Booze News is amazing. What you do for the podcast is just that a step up because of the depth and the knowledge and the topics that are being tackled in each and every one of those episodes.
Yeah.
And because we haven't said it yet this episode, they were drinking a Westside beer.
Yeah, they were.
Marco thought we were going to have an entire
I really
episode.
thought we were so close
to not having an episode where Westside is mentioned, but nope. The boys in the bar made sure that we had a reason to mention it.
Westside.
Drinking their Oktoberfest, damn good beer. That's probably one of my top few right now, if not.
Sure.
I don't know.
It would be.
I want to do that one side by side.
It would be, Julia.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. What is Mike mad about? I have a note about this. He is mad that he can't buy swim trunks in July.
It's also mad that he's bald and short. But look, I mean, you can't change those things. They'll be mad about it.
Yeah. I mean, just because you can't grow hair, if you want, get a wig, get a piece or something like that, you know?
Oh, let's get him one.
Ooh, okay. That'll be one of the newest accessories on the back of the bar. It'll be like the foam of the styrofoam head. A wig? Okay, do we...
One that kind of looks like Brett.
Nothing?
What, nothing?
Nothing? Ooh, okay. All
we're
right.
safe?
All
Are we
right.
good?
Okay, all right. Let's, I'm worried to tempt fate, but we may be good. Apparently good tequila is becoming easier and easier to get when it comes to, price, all that.
Yeah, so that part of the story, I don't mind spoiling a little bit of it, is that the premium was going along, and now what's happening is the value tequila, not the sub. Okay, like there's the stuff that's at the super low price point. There's the stuff that's
plastic
right
bottles,
above that.
Yeah.
The stuff that's right above the super low price point is coming up in quality and being priced a lot more fairly. I don't want to say aggressively, but fairly.
Okay.
And then you have the premium, super premium stuff. So the premium, super premium stuff is holding pat, and the stuff that's good, you can drink it on its own. You can have it with a lime. You can
use it as a mixer.
You can
maybe.
I mean, honestly, I feel like if you're going to use tequila as a mixer, just go
Get that bottom shelf stuff.
Just because you're putting, sugar in it, basically. I mean, with whatever mixes you're putting sugar and citrus in it, or mixing it different ways. I wouldn't put the stuff that you'd have on its own in a mixer unless you have a shelf full of premium, super premium, and that's
right.
But anyway, so good to hear that about tequila. I like that.
Next thing that they brought up is Guinness going to take off in the Philippines because they drink a shit ton in the Philippines, and apparently Guinness is rising in popularity.
Having a moment.
It is.
I would say Guinness is having a moment.
They are having a moment, and it's only a matter of time before the Philippines is not only the top consumer of rums and tequilas, but soon Guinness.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's on its way there as we speak.
And then an influx of tourism from the Philippines to Ireland.
Right. It's the natural progression of things.
Yeah, it's the circle of life.
This was another fun part of the conversation that they kind of transitioned to from there. Out of the two of them, who hates pour your own beer venues, spaces more, Mike or Brett?
Fucking
God, it's almost as bad as Liam. I swear to God, whatever this is.
No.
Oh, God.
There he is. What the
Where did he
fuck?
come from? Seriously.
Just popped up.
Hate that guy. They
Don't get him started on wages in Hollywood.
No.
Don't get Liam
no,
started.
no,
Holy shit.
No. They both got so mad talking about the pour your own beer spaces.
I think they were actually fighting over who was more pissed
Right.
about the concept.
Right. Apparently, the only thing that makes Mike more mad than the fact that there are these places that charge over a premium for you to pour your own beer. And then, the machine cuts you off when you've had, two beverages. Like, no one's actually in person checking to make sure people are good and that they're only paying for the actual beer in their glass.
The
and
machine
not the
being the
overpour and all
man.
that. The machine is being the man. And Mike D. Morgan is a grown-ass man, goddammit.
Yeah.
He made sure
all 5'5".
Hey, that's taller than me, so you know what?
It's 1 inch shorter than I am.
It's all down to the inches.
Yeah.
They were having... it was a terrible time.
Have you ever been to one of
for-
these places?
Josh and I went to Big Ash.
Okay, then I'm gonna
little bit
I'm gonna
after
hold back.
it opened. Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna
it was,
hold back on what I was gonna ask or say
Okay.
because
Okay.
we do not. I was going to take it somewhere where we don't take it for our Cincinnati
that's fair.
breweries.
Now, when Josh and I went, it was within, I think, the first month or month and a half that they were open. So I don't know if the process, the experience, if any of that has changed to where any opinions that I'm not going to say either way might be different now than they were then. But yes, I have been to one of those places. They did ask a good question. Do you tip at a place like that where you're doing all the work? The only thing that a kind of human being in most of these, I've only been to one place that does this. If the only human interaction that you have at these locations is giving someone your credit card for them to scan in, and then for them to hand you one of their cards, RFID tags, whatever they use for you to pay for the beer that you're pouring, but you're pretty much doing everything else, do you still tip when you cash out at the end of the night?
So
It's
way back in ye olden days, when people used to come up to the fuel station they had the attendant.
Yeah, right.
And they would come out. They check the oil.
Was
they
it
do all these
Utah
things.
that is just now letting people pump their own gas?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it sounds like it could be.
Yeah,
they're they're changing the laws. They're letting everyone gonna fucking drink and everything. It's gonna be amazing because they realize that hey, you could have more tourism if you just weren't Mormons. But but you would do that and then you tip the attendant. Not me, not you, but our forefathers.
Sure.
would tip the attendant, right? Now
because they're doing so right. Like,
now you go to the gas station. There's no fucking tip selection on the. When you go to, they ask you if you want a goddamn car wash, and then right after that, they could say, "Hey, do you want to leave a tip?" And it would be no, just I don't want a car wash.
Right.
But
that's what the Rhein's for, right? I mean,
yeah, this fucking car wash. But no, I don't tip there. And if you didn't do anything to help me, I'm not tipping you. Now, have I been to one of these bars and actually looked someone in the eye and given them no tip? No. Am I afraid to do it? Hell no, because I'm a grown-ass man, damn it. And if you didn't do anything to help me, then why am I tipping you?
Just the tip, though. Just the tip. No. But yeah, it was a good conversation, and man, they were fired up about it. And it's worth watching this episode, if nothing else, for that. After that, they got into
the only pour my own beer places I've been at are the ones I work at, and I pour my own beer.
Do you tip yourself?
With a beer.
With a beer.
Not saying what I do to myself, Julia.
Ooh, okay.
Just pour my own beer. But no, those places all have people like they should be. People there to tend bar for you.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. It's a bartender.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah. In Why Is This News?
Aliens?
Kind of. They let you know that mixing things like Red Bull and vodka can make you more violent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're rowdy as fuck.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Maybe they had some Red Bull down there in Alabama.
Could be. Apparently, it's still illegal to distill at home.
Duh.
So, again...
Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
Right. So, again, in more...
You mean I can't do that thing I saw on TV?
Mm-hmm. So, again, more Why Is This News? And then they actually got into how, or why, I guess is the proper term, the episode is titled the way that it is titled.
Yeah,
because
finally
you get almost
get the
to the end and you're
payoff
like,
there.
What does Ben Affleck have to do with any of this?
Everything.
Absolutely right.
At that point and moment in time.
Everything ties together. They put a beautiful bow on it. It is absolutely amazing. They kind of jumped into, after that, their non-alcoholic story of the week, which was pretty much dicks out for Harambe and for Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the question of the week, what's your favorite drinking song? They want you to comment that in the comments of that YouTube video.
Yeah.
They're going to put together a playlist that they're going to tell you, they're going to give you a link to in their show notes, and then they're not actually going to do it.
Right.
But yeah, let them know anyway. Marky, do you have a favorite drinking song?
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Okay.
No, but that would totally fuck their playlist up.
It really
wouldn't
would. Ooh, I'm gonna, I am now scheming. Although it's Brett and Mike, so I mean, if you, God, I thought we were past this. It is the two of them, so they're only going to put on the playlist. Like if say 20 people comment like their drinking songs, they're only going to pick the ones that they'll actually enjoy listening to for the playlist. They're not going to make a playlist of all of them. There's no way, right? Or will they surprise us and actually include everything? In which case, boy, you with your Touch Tunes experience, me with just my ridiculous playlist of songs that I listen to, we could seriously ruin their drinking
Let's do,
night.
I mean, since Brett and Mike, I'm thinking, let's name off the top 5 love duets. You want to do this? You ready?
Do it. Yeah,
you got
go
some
for it.
fanfare? You ready?
Oh my God, you're making me do fanfare again. I don't know what this one is. That's not love song music.
All right. Number 5. Ain't no mountain high enough.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, you ready? Are we gonna?
No. We're already long enough on this episode as is. We're not doing that for every single one of them.
Number 4, Islands in the Stream.
All right.
Number 3, Up Where We Belong.
Love lift us up where we belong.
Number 2, Almost Paradise.
Almost paradise. I'm not gonna sing everyone.
And number 1, My Endless Love.
Best drinking songs ever. Basically, when you know you're crying in a corner in your home, alone, like on the kitchen floor or something. Yeah, I'm sure someone's done that. Not me.
Where
obviously.
we belong.
Well, that covers our podcast recaps for this week.
Yeah, no, actually, even if it didn't, we should probably
just end with
just
that.
end it.
How could we top that?
I don't know.
There ain't no mountain high enough. How can we top this? All right. Well, if you enjoyed,
Ain't no valley low.
if you enjoyed what we did this week, let us know. We are well. Actually, you know what? Don't let us know necessarily. Let everyone else know. Let your friends know. Your family know. Talk about other people. And let them know about what we do and encourage them to give us a listen. Yeah. If you want to do more than that, our social media.
And you know you do.
You absolutely do.
And you know it.
Go to truthbeerpod.com. There you will find links to all of our social media pages. You'll find links to our YouTube channel, which mostly it's just our podcast episodes out there, audio only, but we do on occasion put up bonus videos and other content for you to enjoy. And that's also where you can find out how to become a Patreon member. Supporter, you get extra bonus content at least once a month. We're still working on some of that, but buy us a beer or two. We would absolutely love it and appreciate it, and it just makes our nights go so much nicer knowing that people are out there supporting what we're doing. Yeah. With that being said, Marco, what are you going to be doing next Tuesday?
Julia, let's do it again next Tuesday.
All right. We will see you.
Cheers.
Cheers.